Hi everyone, it's Michelle from Treasure Coast Crochet, and in today's tutorial I'm going to walk you through how to make pom-poms more secure using glue. The materials you'll need for this tutorial include yarn, scissors, pom-pom maker, and some sort of glue. You can use tacky glue, or I have Mod Podge, as well as or some Elmer's glue. I have some Elmer's glue here as well. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do, and I've actually kind of I'm going to switch these pom-pom makers out, is you're going to want to wrap your yarn around your pom-pom maker. So you're just going to take your tail of yarn, and I'm going to assume that you've used a pom-pom maker before, and you're just going to sort of wrap your yarn around your pom-pom maker, and you're going to want to do this where you have one layer of wrapping. So I'm going to skip up and pretend like we have just finished wrapping one layer. I'm going to move to a different pom-pom maker where I've already pre-wrapped it. And you can see I have one layer of wrapping on here. What you want to do once you have your first layer of wrapping on the pom-pom maker is that's the point where you want to start to make this more secure by putting a layer of glue on the inside of the pom-pom. So right here on the inside, you want to put a good generous dollop of glue right there after you finished your first layer of wrapping. So there we go. So I have my first layer of wrapping, and I've put a good generous dollop of glue there. And then what you want to do is wrap some more. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to do our second layer of wrapping. And again, you're going to just keep wrapping your pom-pom, applying another layer of glue, and then wrapping and applying another layer of glue until you get your pom-pom to the thickness that you would like for your particular project. So as you know, for this project, I am finishing the second little puff on one of my dolls. So I'm going to make sure that I wrap to a similar thickness as I did the first pom-pom on the doll. Now, if you're making a hat, your pom-pom can be any sort of thickness you would want. So see, here we go. I'm putting that second layer of dollop of glue on there. There we go. It gets a little sticky down here, and that's okay. It's okay for you to kind of put your dollop anywhere along this middle section. You don't want to go too high up on the yarn because you don't want it to stick on this end. So you're fine as long as you're kind of getting in that middle section there, okay? All right, so I'm gonna just wrap a little bit more here, and that's good. So we're just gonna imagine that I've done 3 layers and we're ready to go on to the next side. So we're gonna close this side up, and what you'll see on the inside here is you're gonna see that that glue is not touching the mechanism yet. However, when we go to close this pom-pom and seal it off and get our tail for the pom-pom to sew it on, it will sort of put some of the glue here on the mechanism. So at that point, we're going to want to move a little quicker and finish up the pom-pom so that we can detach it and go take with some warm soapy water and wash this mechanism so that that glue does not gum up the works for future pom-pom making. Okay, all right, so there we go. So we did the first part there. Now we're getting ready to do this second half right here. And again, you're going to do the same thing you did in the first half, which is we're going to just wrap our pom-pom to the same thickness. Now, I am not going to bore you and have you watch me wrap this whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and when we meet back, I will have wrapped, glue, wrap, glue, 3 layers on so that it's the same thickness as this other side. And we're back. So now, as you can see, I have wrapped both sides and done my wrapping and gluing and wrapping and gluing. So you can see how the glue is at the center of this pom-pom. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close this up right here. It is ready to be assembled. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off my tail here. I'm going to cut about a 12-inch piece of yarn so that I have a nice long tail for assembly. And I'm going to now trim the end of the pom-pom maker to make the fun part of the pom-pom, you know, because everybody wants lush pom-poms. So we're gonna go ahead and trim the end here so we get the fun part of the pom-pom. All right, there we go. So now there we go. And then what you do next is we're gonna go ahead and take that extra tail piece that we made of yarn. Oops, I'm going to make it roughly even there. Okay, right, there we go. And then we're gonna go ahead and knot it a couple of times on each side. I like mine to stay really secure, especially for these when I'm making dolls or even hats for young children, in order for it to stay really secure. And it has been a lot of trial and error. So if you've received a doll from me in the past and your pom-pom is looking a little less than fluffy, it really has been trial and error to get to this point. Just give me a shout out and I'm happy to fix your pom-poms for you if you need me to fix a pom-pom, because it really did take quite a while for me to come up with this method for doing pom-poms. All right, so I've put a few knots in here just to make sure it's good and secure, and now we're ready to go ahead and take this off. And like I was saying before, I am going to pause the video again, even though you all won't feel like it because I'll just go to the next part. But in order to, like I said, you want to run this to the wash and clean that middle piece here and the middle piece there with some warm soapy water while that glue is wet, so that it does not gum up your work, so that you can do future pom-poms. So you can see I just give my pom-pom a little shake. You can give it a trim if you like yours to be really low. I like mine to stay nice and fluffy and sort of organic. And that is how you make a more secure pom-pom. So what will happen is that glue will cure on the inside there, and you know how now these little pieces won't come, you know, falling out or easily. Now obviously if someone's picking at it or cutting it or something like that, then they'll come out, but it's a lot more secure than just doing your pom-pom plain like it is and then not doing anything to secure it. So there's my method for making a more secure pom-pom using glue in the center. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will catch you again on a future tutorial. Please be sure to give me a like or subscribe if you're on my YouTube channel, a like if you're on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, Treasure Coast Crochet. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.